Welcome to Speed Scene Live TV, the only show dedicated to the sportsman racer. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, Hedman Hustler Headers, M&H Tires, and TheFote.com. With your hosts, Diana Might, Bruce Barker, Scott Lucky Hudson, Alex Rogio, Bob Beck, Bryant Layton, with Donnie Couch and Dar Hawthorne.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight from the studios of the West Coast Funny Car Factory, it's Donnie Couch and Dar Hawthorne with the 2014 March Meet Report, brought to you by Good Vibrations Motorsports. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Donnie and Dar with the March Meet Nitro Show. Let's go to Donnie first, shall we?
What do show to do here? Yeah, we're doing the show. It's time for the show.
Vibrations catalog. They're supporting the show, so we want everybody out there in Speed Scene Live land to support them. They'll be supporting the Dar and Donnie show.
Well, I know you had to bring in two of those, too, because the last Good Vibrations catalog was the one I drooled on, and that one looks pretty clean. So,
well,
what's the new one?
Bruce admitted that when in his earlier day, he had a fake blower on his car with a little electric motor that ran the pulley.
it was true, and the throttle linkage on the one-barrel Autolite carburetor on that 206-cylinder Mustang motor had a little piece of linkage that went up and ran these fake butterflies.
We got to get you to Good Vibrations.
You can do that on a Ford, I hear.
Yeah. You know, even the body of the blower itself was made from the back of an old TV set. Remember those? They actually, there was a thing. It was a box-shaped thing. Well, this before
You are a
time.
twisted
Wow,
dude,
they had
man.
TV back then?
Yeah, it was
saying.
called a TV set. I never knew why, but there you have it. Hey, welcome to the show. What's going on tonight, man? This thing is action-packed, and, there's 3 or 4 words for this that I can't think of, Dar Hawthorne.
Well, we got Blake Bowser on a recorded interview that we did, Donnie did at the Winter Nationals, and Jim Murphy's going to call in, who's Top Fuel champion and going for, I believe, his 5th win at the March Meet this year. John Hale's going to call in. Brian Layton's going to be on. And then we got Jerry Coomery calling in with the A Fuel report.
So what do we do in the second half of the show?
We'll be doing some tap dancing, I think.
Man. I don't know if we can get it all in, Dar, but, we'll try. We went up there this weekend. There was already testing. It was Saturday and Sunday. The weather was too iffy on Saturday.
And there was somebody's birthday this weekend.
What?
Chris Crable's.
Oh.
Yeah. Big fan of the show. Drives for Bucky Austin. It was his birthday on Sunday, and he went out there, made like 5 attempts, breaking in a brand new victory car, Bucky Austin horsepower. So, I think we got an interview with him. Maybe we could pull up. We can skip ahead and run. Start the thing off with a birthday show for Chris Crable. We don't want to leave him out.
Here we go.
Hey, Donnie Couch, Speed Scene Live. I'm here with Chris Crable, driver of Bucky Austin's car, buddy. We're out here a week before at Famosa testing for the March Meet. How's it going so far, Chris?
Going really well. We have a new car, a 2014 Victory, so we're just working the bugs out on that. A little bit different tune-up, so we're just making some half passes, and it's going well.
Half passes on his birthday, though, Dar. Everybody in Speed Scene Live, Chris Crable's birthday, gave us the interview.
Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. It's always great to be on the show, and always great to be interviewed by you, buddy.
All right, Chris. Well, we wish you luck. We're going to let you go get in your car, and we'll do some footage for you, and we'll throw it on Speed Scene on Tuesday night.
I love it, baby. Thanks, guys.
Wow, that one of our fan favorites here on Speed Scene Live, and one of the best funny car drivers out there. But
it's just because you worked with him for so long and won the World Championship.
We won the championship.
Yeah.
No, Chris has moved on, and he's done a good job every car he's been in, and God, he's just full of energy and always positive, and he'd be my pick for the weekend. They get that new car sorted out.
Well, speaking of picks for the weekend, if you check out Bank Shift and go down the page there, you'll see the odds that we just put up for the Nostalgia Funny Car class at the March Meet. 26 cars are listed in there. Couldn't get them all, but you'll also see that Chris Crable's in there at, I believe, 3-1 along with Dan Horan and a couple other people. And
what about John Hale? He's going to be on the show.
John Hale's 3-1 as well.
Oh, is he? Okay.
He texted me this morning and
say,
said, "Thanks for doing it, buddy."
If you didn't give him good odds, he might not call in.
No, I think he would. He'd call in just to rub it in our faces when he's there in the winner's circle on Sunday.
I think he's going to call in with a vengeance. Those guys, those 392 motors are yucking it up with them, and they're telling them that they're going to win the whole deal and make those 426 motors look like pack mules. So.
Well, when you take a look at what the stats were for the California Hot Rod Reunion, the two quickest cars were funny cars at 562s with 392 motors in them, not 426s, and they weren't dragsters. So much for the kings of the sport.
How about it?
Well, it's going to be pretty exciting. I know we're all giddy. Can't wait to get up to the track. They got testing on Wednesday and Thursday, and then we go into running on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm giddy to get up there. But, hey, we talked to Blake Bowser. Wonder if we can pull that interview up, and he'll kind of give the details up, because one big thing a lot of people don't know, this year, along with Funny Car and Top Fuel, we're going to have fuel altereds up there. Hey, Donnie Couch for Speed Scene Live. Look who we run across here at the Winter Nationals. Vice President of Auto Club Famosa, Blake Bowser. Blake, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Normally you call into the show and nobody can see your face, so now they know who to look for at the track.
Yeah.
But, hey, we got the March meet coming up, right?
We're getting close. March 6th through 9, about 4 weeks away. Yeah, we're getting close.
Change the format a little. I know you added the fuel altered show, which you never had.
Yeah, we're adding that this year. We are seeing a little decline in front motor top fuel cars, so with the fans deserve nitro, so we're bringing in a 8-car fuel altered show.
Of course, we already know we're going to have 38 to 40 funny cars there. We'll have pretty much a full show of Top Fuel, but to add the fuel altered show, boy, that's Southern California stuff there.
That's old school all the way. That's what we're hearing. It's Orange County. So that's what we're trying to do. So yeah, just the fans deserve a good nitro count, so we're bringing in more fuel cars. So we're excited.
Yeah. So anyway, Friday, 2 qualifying runs on Friday, 1 on Saturday.
Yes.
Saturday night, going to first round.
First round of Funny Car. Yeah, first round for the Altereds, and Top Fuel will be on Sunday. We are adding also, we did a Bakersfield Boise Blitz last year with Firebird Raceway in Boise, Idaho. We're adding a shootout for those top 8 finishers during the qualifying for the March meet this year. So a special payout during qualifying for those guys.
Well, of course, there's nothing better than nitro under the lights Saturday night, but then they come back Sunday, got the fuel show, they crown the champions, fans come down in the victory circle. It's pretty exciting stuff.
Absolutely, and 500 race cars on the property, too. So a total of 500 competitors that weekend. Great weekend of racing.
Wow, so that's the March meet, folks. You got to make it. And, hey, Blake, what's going on the rest of the summer? You do a lot of funny car action up there.
We will run 2 Saturday night shows, one in June, one in September. We've got Super Chevy Show, Fun Forward, Mega Mopar, a full schedule starting in next weekend, which is February, all the way through November.
All right, so that's Blake Bowser. You're watching Speed Scene Live, and we'll give you all the details of Auto Club Famosa action on Speed Scene Live each week. So, Blake Bowser, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks, Donnie. Right. Thanks, guys.
That's Blake Bowser, and you'll see him running all over the place. He'll be running track equipment and negotiating with racers to try and beg for another run. He's the final arbiter up there of what goes down the track and when it goes down the track.
Or if you need free passes or parking passes,
don't call him.
Yeah, well, at least you know what he looks like. You can track him down, do that, Dar.
And we had some photos from the Auto Club Famosa website. Somebody's been up there flying around taking some pictures that are pretty interesting. There's a first shot.
When was that, Dar?
Actually, I think that one was from today. No, that one's from yesterday. No, that was from today.
All right. Because when we left Sunday, there was about 20 trailers.
About 20 trailers, yeah.
It's getting filled up fast.
Oh, and you can see how it's filling in there. And It's only Tuesday.
Dang. We got to hurry up and get up there, Dan. We're going to miss something.
There are probably about 75, 80 motorhomes and trailers parked outside the gate,
trying to get in,
waiting to get in on Thursday when they start parking motorhomes.
Look at the beautiful skies. Of course, perfect weather conditions, Dar, for the weekend. And
it should be amazing.
Mid-70s all week, not a chance of rain, and we're looking forward to. Of course, last year had a little bit of rain on one of the days. we filled that in with John Hale had a Great White concert, right?
Yeah, that was fantastic. But again, we're going to have 2 qualifiers on Friday for the Nitro cars, and then a qualifier again on Saturday, and first round for funny cars on Saturday night. So there's a lot to see there at Famoso Raceway, and the tickets are very reasonable. Go to the Famoso Raceway website, and there's a button there that you can go and pre-order them. Pick them up there in Will Call, and they're putting on a hell of a show, and we're going to be there. I'll be there tomorrow.
I mean,
wow! So
I'm going to help park vehicles. I want to
there
get.
You are.
There you go.
I know which butt to kiss.
Hey, well, Dar, they if you go on their website, they got different packages. If you want to watch Thursday, Friday. I mean, if you're just going to go Sunday, it's only $30. Your kids are $10. There's free parking. And if you go on the website, weekend pass, if you go there Saturday, $55. That gets you in both days. Or you can go Friday. And there's several different packages. Pretty economical to take the family there. Of course, all good places to eat there and hang out. And some good racing, man. It's nonstop racing there.
One of the things you'll see, too, that you may not see, if you've been to an NHRA Big Show event, one of the things you'll see is very accessible people. Drivers, owners, tuners. Of course, you walk up to them and they're trying to figure out what to do. They're going to throw your ass out. But people are a lot more accessible. You're not going to see the ropes up there that are holding people back, although courtesy would be to stay out of a pit unless you're invited in. That you'll see guys working on cars. You'll see everything it takes to get a car like this back out on the racetrack after a run. There's a lot to see there. Bring your camera, bring a jacket. And just come and have a great time.
Well, so, Dar, you're heading up tomorrow. Donnie, when are you heading up?
I'm going to go Thursday. In fact, there's a test session at 3 o'clock, so I'll be there for that. And Dar and I got a lot of work. We're missing our cameraman, Ken Hathcock. He's in the hospital yesterday, and he's going to miss the Winter Nationals. In a little recovery. So, Ken, we miss you, buddy. I don't know how we're going to get through the March meet, but we're going to try with the cameras. So don't laugh at us at the footage when we come back live here. Okay?
Yeah, Ken, use the Chris Crable interview as sort of an indication of my ability as a camera guy.
Yeah, the shaking?
Yeah,
I'm holding it still. I
Donnie was. I don't know, Donnie.
Yeah, well,
The first thing Donnie says, you're going to shoot camera. Okay, fine.
You know what, Dar? We just explained to everybody why you're filming. We were having an earthquake. I mean, we are in California. So that kind of explained the whole thing.
Well, and then Donnie and I are going to be doing interviews over the course of the weekend, pre-recorded, that we will be playing on Bank Shift. And Bank Shift will be playing the show live. But if you're within 200 miles, okay, let's say 300 miles of Bakersfield, get off your butt and go see some drag racing.
There you have it.
And we'll be doing pit reporting. I'll be interviewing a lot of the racers as they get out of their cars on the top end, and at least let them know what ET they just ran and see what their reaction is. A lot of these guys have never been interviewed before.
Yeah, you got to give them some bad news, maybe. Some of these guys are going to get bad news, right? But we saw a lot of good runs, man.
We did.
We saw Ronnie Swearingen and Dan Aran's car run a 580. He's a California Hustler. 585, 586, somewhere in there. A lot of stout 60-foot times by Mr. Explosive and Bucky Austin. Peddler had a new car out there, Gary Turner's car. And so a lot of new teams, a lot of new colors on the cars. You get some guys coming from back east that haven't been out here before. And Canada. Eh?
Yeah, 36 cars are pre-entered. Who knows how many are going to show up? There may be more, maybe less. I don't know. As I've heard in the past, it's only going to take 16. But it should be a real dogfight to get into this field. And the guesses are, Donnie, what do you think is going to be the bump spot for 16 funny cars?
Well, it's going to be a
drum roll, please.
Does he have one? Wait, are you going to hold this to me?
God, this guy, we hired him from the union, and oh, good, he's back. He was on a break.
A 595.
Ooh, all right, my pick is a 584 for a bump spot.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, Dar Hawthorne going out on a ledge.
All right, so
I know.
One of the things I'm going to be showing around up there to the funny car owners and crew chiefs is the new Aeromotive Nostalgia Terminator pump, which has been flowed Flow. It's past Crawford for his flow bench.
Hey, is this you had this in the studio?
I did have it in the studio, and as I said to Donnie, unfortunately, the trailer that I left it in during testing got locked up before the golf cart in its place, and I'll be having it tomorrow.
I'm going to have the real one. I'm going to go steal the real one and have it on my new funny car.
You didn't say steal, did you?
This is a pretty good. They've done a lot of engineering on this pump. When you buy this pump, it comes with the fuel shut off and the outlets and the inlets and the fuel shut off
and the bracket
and everything. And these guys have done their homework. Got a large engineering team. They've done a lot for Pro Mod alcohol cars, and I'm excited to run this pump when I get my car done.
And one of the things too about Aeromotive, and one of the things when I was showing it the new pump to a couple of the owners and crew chiefs this weekend up at Famoso. One of the things they were saying was that service is a difficult problem on just getting them back and planning for the next race that's coming up to make sure they've got it in the trailer and ready to use. And Aeromotive has got their service personnel ready to service these if they need it, and it's a different company to deal with. And this is a beautiful piece of billet, and it will be available as a Nostalgia Funny Car at 20.9 gallons, and for Nostalgia Top Fuel at 20.0000.
Dang.
I want one just to put on my coffee table. This is how nice this thing is, and machined and anodized. But hey, I know I was with Dar when he showed a couple of crew chiefs out there, and hey, a couple guys, we won't mention their names, already said, hey, just send us one, Dar. That thing's nice, and if it does the numbers that it looks like, it's going to be good. Plus,
it'll also
service.
It'll be available too at Good Vibrations Motorsports, and they will be a stocking dealer for it.
Oh, very good.
So this is going to be a really nice package for West Coast racers to be able to get what they need and when they need it, and Good Vibrations will be a stocking dealer.
Well, there you go. Then there'll be a little more drool on the Good Vibrations catalog as I look at the Aeromotive products inside. So it's all is lost. All is lost.
It's good. Everybody's going to win on this deal, and Jim Mayer is one of those great people that really services his racer. And Donnie did an interview with Del Worsham talking about the March meet, and here he is.
Donnie Couch here for Speed Scene Live, Pomona, California. It's the Winter Nationals 2014. Hey, we're here with one of our favorites, Dale Worsham. Dale, welcome to the show.
Yeah, man, glad to be here.
Hey, you ran an 01 down in Florida testing. You come out here, you run an 04. I don't know how the track conditions were for you. It was pretty cold. Come back up that second run, had a little problem.
Did, man. Very disappointed. After running the 04, we were definitely going to try and make 3-second run, and reverser broke, car went into neutral, wouldn't back up from the burnout, so I sat there, and had to watch my old buddy John Force set a national record right there. I had front row seat for that, but no, DHL car's running great, and looking forward to conditions here, weather, typical Southern California, perfect.
Well, we saw them push you back. We thought you were going to make the run. You opted not to. Was it the too much temperature? Or?
I couldn't get it back into forward. It was just in neutral. The thing was jammed in neutral, and I was grinding the gears, man, and I'm like, this thing's not going. It wouldn't roll either direction, so I was a sitting duck.
Well, forget about all that. We want to talk about the March meet coming up. Nostalgia Funny Car. Dale, you're going to be there.
I'm going to be there, man. March meet, one of my favorite events of the year. Not just saying that. I've won the U.S. Nationals. I've won the Gator Nationals. I've won at Pomona. I have not won the March meet. I would love to put that with all my trophies in my bowling alley right there next to the Skull Showdown and the U.S. Nationals trophy. So going to go out there, build myself 2 new engines for there. My dad and I did. Coming to the March meet with everything we have.
Well, we sure enjoy having you at the March meet. We wish you well here at the Winter Nationals. And, hey, we'll be looking for you up there in Bakersfield, Formosa.
You got it. Thanks, Donnie.
All right, thank you. It's Donnie Couch for Speed Scene Live, and he's Dale Worsham.
Hey, what a great guy Dale is, and he's always up there, whether he ran the Blue Max car. Of course, he blew that body up. He's got his own car, the Worsham Family Aero. He built the car for Chad Head. Those guys at Parallax down there do a lot of stuff for the nostalgia racers. Just good guys. Really love coming to the March meet. You go to the Winter Nationals, and the buzz with Ron Capps and Dale Worsham and Chad Head is they're talking about the March meet. They're not talking about the Winter Nationals. And hey, Dale Worsham talking about trophies in his bowling alley. How many trophies you got in your bowling alley?
They're all for advertising. They're not for drag racing. The one drag racing trophy that I had from 1964 with Wild Bill Shrewsbury at Greater Evansville Raceway has been lost. I got no idea where it is.
Man.
Nice.
But
yeah, but Dale Worsham, you go to their shop upstairs. They got a 2-lane bowling alley.
Killer bowling alley.
And a bar off to the side that overlooks the whole shop.
It's
and,
great. It's great.
If anybody ever gets invited there, don't miss that invitation because it's quite the shop here in Southern California, where most of the racers have moved all their shops to Brownsburg, Indiana. Dale Worsham's still down there in Orange, California.
Well, you know, we talk about the guys from the Big Show that might show up for this. I know Caps is going to be there. I believe Chad Head's going to be there, but they're not going to be running their cars. Ron doesn't have a ride. You know, if any
I'm going to find him one.
Okay.
I'm going to find Ron Caps a ride.
But Dell apparently is the only Big Show guy that's showing up with his iron, and we'll see how that works. And do you think that every driver that pulls up next to him in the other lane wants to beat him off the line to the finish line? You got that right.
Hey, we got Jim Murphy on line one.
Mr. Top Fuel, Jim Murphy. How are you, Jim? How's it going, Jim? Thanks for calling in.
Oh, you're quite welcome. Going real well. We're trying to put the car all back together, the parts. We left the car in Bakersfield, and we brought a few things home to do a little work on them.
What happened on that blow 'em up run that you did? There was a big cloud down there, but I noticed there wasn't a big cleanup.
We actually broke 2 rods, number 7 and number 8, and it was the fault all lies in me. I changed some fuel system parts around over the winter, and we made some changes, and they certainly work well, but I got a poppet that was supposed to come in later. I had it in backwards, so it was my bad for sure, and so it leaned out there about 800-900 feet.
But one of the good pieces of information is that you didn't oil the track down.
That's correct. Yeah, the containment device worked how we hoped it would.
And there's your smoke pile down at the top end,
man.
But it did not oil the track down. And this is Jim Murphy being
not a drop on the track. And I mean, there was a bunch of oil. I have to tell you that. When we pulled off, we did get a little because the explosion basically. The containment pan on the bottom was knocked loose, so it drug a little bit, and there was about a 1/4-inch hole. So when we stopped, we got a little bit of drips of oil out of that hole, but we were off the track already on the turnoff road.
Hey, Jim Murphy, it's Donnie Couch, man. I've been a long-time follower of yours. I remember when you brought your CUDA out in 1972 to the Winter Nationals, man. You started
really?
Way back then.
Donnie, how you doing?
Good. You qualified number 2 at that event, but he stayed a long time
there.
That
old boat racer.
Yeah, old boat racer. And, hey, you even moved out of state, so we kind of disowned you for a while, but at least you moved back, and, you're into this top fuel game.
I couldn't stand it. The winters weren't even near as bad as they are this year, and I couldn't take those.
Yeah, you moved back to where, Union Grove or Wisconsin, anyway?
Well, no, actually in Michigan, southern part of Michigan, near Jackson, actually in Brooklyn, Michigan, where the racetrack is.
Okay, yeah, the NASCAR track.
Yeah, it's a beautiful part of the country. A
lot of trees.
Part of the year.
Yeah. Hey, Jim, you were talking about the containment system. You guys work on it in the winter and make any changes for that? Because I know there's been a lot of talk about
I had it on the green car probably just about 2 years ago now is when we first brought it out on the green car, had it for the March meet there. And then we've just refined it, over the last few years. And actually on Frank's car, there was a very similar to it. He put something on this past year, I believe. I hadn't really talked to him about it. So we just made a few changes on that. But it's absolutely the way to go for 92.
So you sharing that information? Most of the guys updating their systems and going through that. I know the Funny Cars guys are trying to do the same thing and help each other out with that, so we don't have to hear it.
We've got to, Donnie. You're gonna slit our own throats if we don't.
Kill the crowd. We'll look like the Big Show.
We did that little video, and it was, I couldn't believe how popular it was. I mean, a lot of people watched it. I was told by Les that it had over 10,000 hits.
I watched it myself, buddy. Any time that you can learn something off these cars.
You know what I'm really disappointed about? I did not hear from one racer, either an email or a phone call, to get any more information on it. So I was hoping more people would buy into it. But Blake said he thought it was fairly well described, so he's optimistic that there'll be people showing up with either that or something similar. The concept is what's doing it.
Well, Jim, this is you've now got 4 March meet wins in the modern era of the March meet.
Yeah, and with the front motor dragster, that's correct.
And Garlitz has got 5 in the old school March meet. dating back to 65. Is it important for you to tie his record?
I have to tell you, I've been trying now for, I think, the last 7 years, because we got the 4 came fairly easy, and the last 7 years it's been really difficult, and it's almost been like this monkey on my back. Everyone wants to know about it, you know. But we've come close a couple times. I think we're in the final 3 times, and 2 of those times we were way out ahead and actually had something happen. Had a port line, basically the flare broke off, maybe a third the way down, and threw fuel on me, so I shut it off. And other time we were out quite a ways, and it picked the front end up, and we actually had to change tires in the staging lanes, and we got 2 tires that weren't the same, and it went over to the wall as soon as the front end lifted.
Oh, man.
Well, Jim,
we're working on it. Yeah, it's real important to me. I'd love to do it.
Yeah, we've been, of course, I watch you from the tower. I do the announcing up there with Mike English, but, man, it seems to me this top fuel field, everybody stepped up, and they're, narrowing that gap. Denver Schultz, man, he shoots. That car's been running good all year. Jimmy Young's car, Adam Sorokin, Rick White, Brendan Murray. Tony Bartone comes out here. We know he runs good, but he can't seal the deal, But
yeah,
that top fuel deal
you're
is.
You're going to have some good cars here. I don't know how many. I've heard 14. I heard 15. I don't know what it is.
We got
12 to 14.
You'll have 10 good cars here for sure.
Well, there's always 10 good top fuel cars out there, and a great show you guys are putting on, and we're looking forward to seeing you run this weekend, Jim. We appreciate you calling into the show, and we'll hook up with you out there and get some footage for Speed Scene Live, maybe get you in the Winner's Circle show, huh? How's that?
That'd be great. I'd love that.
Well, you take care of those arrangements, and we'll do the filming, okay?
Yeah, you got it. Okay.
All right, Jim. Well, thank you,
Jim,
for calling into Speed Scene Live.
Thank you all. I appreciate it anytime. Enjoyable.
Okay, we'll look forward to seeing you.
in a few days.
All righty.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Dar. We look pretty good with our new Speed Scene.
That's
Good
all right.
Vibrations.
I know, man.
Look at Stith.
Stith and Legends of Nitro supplied our new finery.
Now we got to get Bruce one.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
Well, then Lucky's
Come on, I barely got these today. They came off of the sewing machine.
You didn't even iron them, but hey, we're still looking good.
It's that rugged outdoors look.
There you go, man.
That's where we got it, at the outdoor store.
That's right, it was.
Yeah.
At Sears.
Somewhere like that. Somewhere like that.
I don't know. That woman was wearing a very odd bear suit that sold it to us.
A bear suit?
Yeah, it was very odd.
Where were we at? Bass Pro Shops or something like that? I don't know. Somewhere in the wilderness with Dar. It's kind of scary.
Well, you've seen the wilderness in Whittier. It's a very interesting place to be.
Yeah. Well,
but let's take a break now and let's run some. We've got a couple of commercials here. One for Aeromotive, one for Good Vibrations. And one for Hedman.
And then we're going to come back with John Hale. Will be calling into the show.
I know that dude.
Yeah, me too. Addison, Texas.
How many of you ever happened to see Speed Scene Live on your computer? You got a great show, and you have lots of fun. And I will be back on whenever I'm invited.
Good Vibrations Motorsports specializes in parts you need for gas, alcohol, and nitro engines. If you're muscling a funny car or dragster down the quarter mile, or cutting a rooster tail across the lake, or just cruising the boulevard, Good Vibrations has all the supercharger and fuel system solutions for your personal ride and race car. Good Vibrations is your injection connection, the largest dealer in the world for Enderley fuel injection, and now a stocking distributor for Aeromotive fuel systems with a warehouse full of go-fast race parts, an easy-to-navigate online catalog, and they ship worldwide daily. If you want to go fast, really fast, then Good Vibrations Motorsports is ready at goodvibesracing.com.
60 years. That's a long time for a company to do any one thing. Doing it right while sticking to your founding values. Now that takes hard work and dedication. For 60 years, Hedman's all-American workforce has been devoted to manufacturing the very best headers any team of craftsmen can build. That's 60 years of cutting, 60 years of bending, 60 years of welding, more than 2 million in all, and every set made right here at home. At Hedman Headers, we build all American horsepower, then back it up for life. Hedman Headers, made in the USA.
Welcome back to more of Speed Scene Live, the #1 online drag racing TV show. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, and thefolk.com.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome back, Speed Scene Live, March Meet coverage from the West Coast Funny Car Factory. And speaking of funny cars, on the line, John Hale from Addison, Texas. Of course, he's got the Mike Burkhart Tribute Camaro, and he just won the Hot Rod Reunion last we were at Bakersfield. So, John Hale, welcome to the show.
Hey, man, it's great to have me. Great to be here, man. Looking forward to the March meet, and I have to thank Jim Mayer and Good Vibrations for sponsoring the show tonight.
Well, of course, you won the reunion. We just talked about that. So it's been a long winter chomping at the bit to get back out here and get in that seat again there, that Guy Tipton tuned Camaro, isn't it?
It sure is. You know, on the way out, man, we just couldn't get here fast enough. We had some ice and bad conditions in Texas, and we said, hey, man, we just need to get out there and get it on with these guys with these 392s and settle the score.
Well, I don't know, man. They're talking some smack. We were here at testing, and they were saying, hey, you tell John Hale he better turn around at the border. Why waste his time? You know, it was getting pretty serious. I tried sticking up for you, but I was a little outnumbered, so I waited for you and Dar and everybody to get here this weekend, and then we'll go talk to them fellers.
Did you make the border crossing yet, John?
Yeah, you know, we've got pre-pass, and they know we had a 426 in the trailer, so they gave us the green light as we were coming across the border.
They knew you wouldn't oil down the road?
No, there wasn't any danger of any oil downs or, you know, damaged parts as we
Not
came
with those
across
motors.
the border. No.
Hey, John, you coming out here, I mean, you're here a little early. Normally you're still on the road and you call in from a truck stop, but we know you always do a deal with your sponsor, Three-Way Chevrolet, and then the barbecue place. Why don't you tell us what's going on with those events that are prior to the race?
Well, tomorrow at noon to 3, we're going to be at Three-Way Chevrolet displaying the car and just promoting the race. And then from there, we're going to go to the Roadhouse and display the car for Joy Walker's kick off the race party.
And they have a bar there, right?
They have a great bar. They have great food, and they cater to racers. There's no reason to be anywhere else. And in fact, I'm at Joy Walker's house tonight, and she's got her friend Christine over here, and I think after dinner tonight we're going to play some Naked Twister.
What?
Dang!
Dar and I did that before the show.
That's right.
And,
just to warm up for the show.
Boy, that vegetable lube, it smells after a while.
Back surgery, and I'm looking forward to really excel tonight.
There you go.
Hey, John, are both of your gigs tomorrow? The one at the Roadhouse is tomorrow night as well?
Yes, noon to 3 at Three-Way. And, you know, we're just going to go straight from Three-Way at 3.
Well, some of us will be at the track for a last-ditch nitro session from 1 to 4. And
yeah, they'll be trying to sort out their 392 programs while we're enjoying steak and drinking some fine spirits at Joy Walker's Roadhouse.
And what's your pick for a bump spot?
You know, the bump spot, while the air is going to be good,
come on, don't choke.
You know, the bump spot, I'm going to say it's going to be an 82.
Ooh, okay.
Hey,
we're
wait a minute. Didn't somebody else take that spot?
No, you took 86.
No, I didn't. I said 592. You took
90. I took 84.
Hey, John, you and I are on the same page. 592 is going to be the bump. I don't care what.
I'm taking 84.
And you're saying a lot of those 392 cars won't be making the show, so if fans want to see those cars run, they should get there early during qualifying.
They'll have their rivets out.
John Hale said that.
They'll have their rivets out and their fiberglass cloth, putting it to length. You know, trying to make the next round, while we're going to be enjoying. Looking forward to going to the next round with little or no carnage.
I'm liking this.
Dar, we got to stay out of that fight. Huh?
I'll be there to videotape the SmackDown.
We'll be a cage match.
Oh,
huh? WWF.
That's right. In the
whatever you want.
Yeah,
all in the new Famoso pool.
Yeah, see the new pool they got there,
nice pool,
and the cigar bar. And the cigar bar. Yeah. Hey, well, John, we appreciate you calling into the show. We know that you have other things going on tonight there. It sounds like a lot of fun. We wish we could be there, but looking forward to seeing you and your Mike Burkhart Tribute Camaro out here. Of course, champions from the Hot Rod Reunion. So coming into this race, you got a little bit of advantage because you won here the last time you ran. So we wish you luck. We thank you for calling into the show, and we'll be seeing you this weekend.
Thanks, man. We're looking forward to this being the best March meet ever for us, man. And, the way that the class has grown and become a bigger deal than Top Fuel and everything is, it's just a great thing for the Bowsers. It's a great thing for the sport. And we really can't wait to get there and get our hot rod unloaded and get to business. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, we enjoyed having you, but now we got to get on to Brian Layton and his guest, Ryan Arciero, is on the line. So we'll get to that. And, John, we'll see you at Famosa.
See you guys.
Thanks, John.
All right, hey, let's get Bryant Layton on. Bryant, welcome to Speed Scene Live, man. And, of course, the off-road report tonight. And who's your special guest?
Well, before I bring on Ryan Arciero, I just want to say there's a strongly worded email going to just the Speed Scene Live. I've been doing the show for 4 years, and for the last 2 years, I was going to follow Bob's gas. Now I got these two holes talking about Naked Twister with vegetable oil, and I got to bring on a big guest. Can we talk about this, guys?
Easy, or we'll tell what happened down there at Saboba with you when we first met you. We didn't show that
totally
video.
Different. There's no oil.
There's video.
There's video.
Hey, guys, I hope everybody's having a good night out there. I got one of the biggest names in all of motorsports. The Arciero family's been around for a long, long time. Driving right now for the Terrible Herbst Motorsports, Ryan Arciero. Ryan, how you doing?
Brian, I'm doing awesome, man. Glad to be on the show with you guys.
Hey, you know what? We've really been excited to have you. We've been talking about doing it for the last couple of weeks when I ran into you down in Parker. But I want to talk to you a little bit about this weekend's San Felipe race. What were your thoughts on this? And tell everybody kind of what happened the morning of the race with the rerouting and everything. And tell us what you did over there at Terrible Herbst Motorsports to make sure you guys had a good race.
Well, we were all geared up for a phenomenal course, a little bit different than we've probably ever done for San Felipe. And San Felipe's always been notorious for being very, very rough. One of the roughest races we do, and one of the fastest races. And this year, Roger Norman, who's taken over SCORE now, decided to change it up a little bit and get some more technical parts into San Felipe. We went over the summit section, big mountain climb up and over a bunch of rock crawling, and then down to a place called Laguna Salada, which is real fast running down on one of the lake beds. Well, the day before the race and the night before the race, some weather came in and had some really big storms coming in the northern part of that course. And so we go to the drivers' meeting at 7 o'clock that night, and they tell us everything's fine, everything's going to stay as is, but it is minute by minute, hour by hour, and we'll let you know the morning of the race. The race is scheduled to start at 10:30 in the morning. Okay, no problems. Go to bed. We have our plan together. We have two trucks we're running with Terrible Herbst team, myself and Troy in the 91, and Tim Herbst and Larry Rossler in the 19. And so we were all ready to go. Had our pit strategy laid out. All of our guys knew where they were going. They were going to leave 6 o'clock in the morning to get to their pit locations, and The morning of the race, we start getting some information that the race is going to change now. The course is going to change. So, of course, it puts us into a big panic because now we got our chase guys heading out to their locations, our fueling guys. We have a big box in full of spare parts, full of tires, full of over 100, almost 200 gallons of fuel. So, and they don't have no idea what's going on. So we were able to get them on the radio, thankfully, get them turned around with the course change. It changed all of our strategy altogether for this race. But that's a part of, stuff like that is it just goes with the territory for off-road racing because we're so different. Just what we do alone is so different than anything that happens in NASCAR or IndyCar racing or drag racing. For us, turn one's never turn one every single lap after lap. So, we roll with the punches.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Now, how'd your day go out there with the Terrible Hearts team? And now, were you in the truck first off the line?
Yeah, we were very fortunate. Troy and I typically the last couple of years you've been qualifying for starting positions, and it's actually new to SCORE. Best in Desert does quite a bit of it, and we'll be doing it next weekend for the Mint 400. But for this race, what they did is they took the top 12 finishers from the Baja 1000 and they put them in their own drawing. We finished third at the 1,000 last year, so we were part of that top 12 drawing, and then the remainder, 13th through I think it was 25th, had their own drawing. So this was the first time Troy and I actually had a lucky draw, and we do number one, which is the best place you can start a race in San Felipe. So for us, leading into this race, we wanted dust. We wanted no wind. We wanted that dust just to hang because it would have held up our competitors behind us. And so we got the good luck of the draw and got the bad luck of the weather. So the weather kind of, for us, it didn't change our pace. We knew what we were going to do from the get-go, and we knew at the pace we were going to run. And for us, it was going to be a sprint race, and we were going to go as hard as we can without making mistakes. And that's exactly what we did. I started the race. Troy did the second half, and unfortunately, by mile 35, just an unlucky. I cut a right front tire down, and that in a short race like that, you just can't do that, and you can't have that happen to you. So unfortunately, I mean, we do have the best tires in off-road racing with BF Goodrich. So it was nothing that BF Goodrich did wrong, or nothing wrong with the tire itself. It was just an unlucky rock we hit, and unfortunately, it put us in a position where we had to change it. We put some time on BJ Baldwin, who's behind us, and then. Of all the miles of desert and everything that's out there, I slowed down, found a great place to pull over. It was in a sandy area. I'm like, okay, that's the place I'm going to pull over and change it and not get stuck. And so we get out, we change the tire, and get ready to go, buckle back in the truck again, get ready to get going. And I parked on top of the right rear tire, parked on top of probably the only burrow that was out there. It was like a snake burrow or a squirrel burrow. And right when I put it in drive, it broke through the crust of the burrow and ended up in the hole. we buried it. And I was shaking my head. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And it took us about almost 20 minutes to finally get ourselves unburied and get going again, and that was the end of us trying to go for the win. But the most important part about it is we do not give up. And we kept the throttle down, and we were the fourth vehicle to cross the finish line, but unfortunately we finished eighth on corrected time. But that's what I love about this team. We do not give up, and in off-road racing you don't give up. Too many things can happen.
Oh, exactly. I got a chance to return to Baja, and I navigated in the Class 8 team with a name, Ryan, you might know, Benny Canella. Benny's 77 years old. And I got Art Peterson is one of the other drivers, and he called me up and said, would you be interested in navigating for me? And I got to team up with a legend of Baja. And it's the same thing. You don't give up. They had an early flat also on the same tire, and it's racing. It does happen. It is. We didn't give up, but my gosh, when they came out of their little run at Mike's Sky Ranch, you should have seen how cold they were, and they were just sitting there shaking because the rain that it came through, and they got soaking wet. Me and Art jumped in the truck, and we didn't even get out of the car. I didn't have a chance to really get dirty.
Brian, you're so right. The Mike Sky Ranch loop that we did, which is the northern part of the loop for us, for those that obviously don't know what we do, and it's more like a graded road. It's some of the smoothest course we have for San Felipe, and it climbs up to the top of a mountain, and then we skirt the top. Yeah, we skirt the top of the mountain, and we come back down. Well, when I got ready to head up to the mountain, it was downpouring when we get ready to head up there. But the dirt was a real sandy base. And so it gave us a lot of forward grip and a lot of braking grip. And so it was conditions were beautiful. Even though it was downpouring raining, the dirt was beautiful all the way up, and I loved it. The truck was working great. As soon as we made our right turn to start heading down, pure mud. It looked like we were mud bogging back in Tennessee. And, mud coming over the hood, soaking wet the whole way down, and coming down the hill was like driving on ice. And no grip at all, like 15 miles an hour crawling around the corners because the truck's getting ready to slide off each one of the cliffs. And I tell you what, you don't want to end up at the bottom of one of those things, especially in a truck, actually in any vehicle. So,
Hey, Ryan, Donnie Couch, I want to know if Big Jim Dixon was down there helping your crew, or does he get dirty out there? Usually he's like an IndyCar guy and doesn't get dirty.
Jimmy will tell you he gets dirty, but I haven't seen him get dirty lately.
Is it makeup?
It's funny because he was just at my office today, and I've known Jimmy most of my life, and I love that guy, and I love the stories he has. So
a mutual friend of ours, and he really respects your family, and I know he's done a lot of racing with you guys, and he's constantly talking about you.
No, for sure. And I say he's a good guy to have around. I tell you what, even though sometimes lately he hasn't gotten dirty, and he'll tell you otherwise, but even though he hasn't gotten dirty, he knows a lot about everything.
Man, hey, Ryan, great talking to you today. I think you might have been slated for a Speed Scene Live a couple of weeks ago, and I'm glad we finally got to catch up with you. Hey, by the way, Bryant, excellent. I got to give kudos, even though they'll probably get a credit at the end of the show. RaceDesert.com. These guys,
absolutely.
The video is ridiculously good. We actually saw some of it earlier on the show. So, man, good talking to you guys for the first off-road report of 2014.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Great to be on the show.
Thanks for calling in.
All right, man.
Thanks a lot, guys. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Say hi to Jumbo, Ryan.
I will for sure.
All right, thank you, guys.
I look forward to getting on again.
Okay, you will.
All right, talk to you guys soon. All right, bye.
And we'll have Bryant's videos from Saboba up probably as we go into the top of the hour.
Yeah, they're very incriminating,
unreal,
too.
Man.
Little get-even video, we call it.
Man. That's goes along with that video that of lighting the barbecue or lighting the fireplace out there with gasoline.
Oh, yeah, we got all that.
That was fun.
Man, do I even want to know anymore? I'm not sure.
It wasn't clean.
Hey, Dar.
Okay.
Bakersfield's coming up. We got Funny Car. We got Top Fuel. We got Fuel Altereds. But hey, there's A-Fuel guys out there too, man.
Yeah, there's a guy on the phone, Jerry Coomery, who has he's a good PR guy for the A-Fuel class. And Jerry, what's going on?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good. Good,
Jerry. How you doing? You looking forward for the weekend? This is Donnie Couch.
Hey, Donnie, brother. Yeah, it's one of those things, working for a living and trying to juggle all the balls to make it happen so that we can go racing. But, once you get to the track and you get that vibe going, it definitely hits and you get into that mode for sure.
How many A-Fuelers do you think are going to make it this event?
We actually have 15 registered, so we're looking forward to actually one of the bigger fields we've had in quite some time.
Well, it's a great show with you guys out there, and of course, you finished third last season. I know Ken Bates, he's always up at the top of the list, and Bill Wayne was there, and you fell into the third spot, but some heavy hitters in that class and real enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, we've got a really, really stout class, and it's, for those who haven't watched it or haven't seen what we do, it's kind of a throwback to the old pro comp days where you've got injected nitro cars versus blown alcohol cars. You've got different combinations. We've got the 392s and the 426s and even some Alan Johnson Oldsmobile type combinations, so it's not real cookie cutter, which is nice, different setup of cars and even anywhere from clutches to converter cars. So, it's a nice combination of different motors, different transmissions, different setups, all going after the same prize. You got a lot of side-by-side, low 6-second, over 200-mile-an-hour runs. And like you said, the heavy hitters, Doc Bates himself, Bill Wayne, Les Davenport, who doesn't really run the full schedule but always comes out and makes some noise.
He makes a lot of noise, Davenport.
Yeah, he makes a lot of noise.
It makes a lot of noise. I follow the class. I really enjoy it. And you guys are doing a great job out there with everything. And we're looking forward. Now, when is qualifying for you guys?
We actually have our first round of qualifying is Thursday, right before the fuel guys get their test session. So probably 2 o'clock or so, somewhere in that realm. Another one on Friday, and then we have first round Saturday like the funny cars do, and then 3 rounds on Sunday, because we will have a 4-round show because of car count, which, again, I'm excited about. I think it's great that our car counts are up, and we even have some other newer people stepping in. There's probably a name y'all are familiar with in Pat Austin. Pat Austin's going to come out with a car.
Wow.
With his son driving, and I'm really just I'm looking forward to just that, because I think that helps the class with the name recognition and shows people that you got some guy who's a legend, realistically in drag racing and especially with alcohol cars and top fuel cars, who's going to dip his toe into what we do, and that in itself I think is a real good pat on the back for what we're doing and how we're moving forward.
Well, Jerry, one of the things that we can certainly speak to our viewers on is the variety of cars that's in A-Fuel, but there's a variety of cars all the way for the 500 cars that are going to show up for this event. It's not just Funny Car and Top Fuel. A-Fuel is an important part of it. A, B, C, D gas, the Nostalgia Eliminators 1, 2, and 3. There's just some amazing cars out there that...
500 of them.
500 of them.
500.
If you can make it all the way through the pits, you're going to be exhausted. I suggest you call up right now and reserve a golf cart.
Well, Jerry, we were out there on Sunday. Track conditions were unbelievable, as they always are. It's one of the best prepared tracks in the country out there. You got the latest equipment, and that Bowser family really cares how that track is, and they boast about it. But the weather conditions are going to be perfect for the rest of the week and all weekend, so we're looking forward to seeing you guys and your class out there. We appreciate you calling into the show, and we're going to wish you good luck, my friend.
I really, really appreciate that, and I want to thank you both for the opportunity to be on the show and talk about what we're doing, and just the attention that you're helping us get for the class, which helps all the classes. I mean, the things that you do, but I'll speak to my own class in A-Fuel, and getting an opportunity to be on with guys like John Hale and Jim Murphy, who I consider friends and competitors, because I've been fortunate to race in Funny Car and Top Fuel Dragster, and just what you guys are doing with the show and with the things that'll be on the web and bank shift and all that. It really is appreciated, because I literally have a mail that I got from someone in Germany who requests like an autographed picture because he's seen stuff on the web, and that was one of the coolest things ever.
Are you sure that was for you, Jerry?
Well, it might have been for one of my kids, but it had my name on it. So.
Well, we'll certainly make sure you and your class gets coverage. Dar and I like to do all the coverage and make it fair for everybody, not just the big guys, which we love, but you guys are the backbone of the sport, and there's going to be 500 of you. We'll put you on the highlight show on Speed Scene. Plus, we're going to have live coverage from Bank Shift Live. So look forward to seeing you guys out there, and thanks again for calling into the show.
Thank you guys again. I appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you this weekend.
All right. Wow, good guy there, Dar.
Yeah, it was like one of those things on Sunday. He bumped in and said, hey, heard you guys are doing Speed Scene. Would you mind if I came on and talked about what we do? And that's really, an important part of this show up there, and the kind of diversity and the different kinds of cars that you're going to see up there. That as I often say, you will see more nitro cars at the March meet than you will see at the NHRA Winter Nationals.
Hey, Dar, did you happen to notice I had notes on the A-Fuel guys?
Yes, I am so impressed. Man, Donnie,
that's how much I think of those guys.
All right, well,
oops, I ripped it.
Maybe we should take a look at what Chad Head had to say about why he's not coming to the March meet.
Yeah, it's a little tough, but he'll explain why he's not coming.
Donnie Coucher, Speed Scene Live here at the Winter Nationals, here with one of our favorites, Chad Head. Chad, we haven't seen you out of the nostalgia races. Looks like you're having an awful good time in your dad's funny car.
Yeah, I really miss going to the nostalgia races, and the construction business is getting in the way of that, but that's a good thing because that's affording us to race. Without construction, we don't get to come out here and play, but I really, really, really miss it, and I love all the folks out there, and hopefully we could get back to the March meet or the Hot Rod Reunion someday soon.
Well, you come out here and run an 07. Where did that put you?
Yeah, I ended up 7th. I clicked it a little early. It was headed pretty hard to the center line. Welded pretty bad there about half track, and I might have been able to go to another 50 feet, but it's either 50 feet or maybe hit the cone, so I decided to lift. And so we could have been 6th. Whatever. Hey, I didn't knock the front end off of it and didn't get yelled at. I mean, I still got yelled at, but I didn't get yelled at for hitting anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I mean, you're new to this whole deal anyway. You got in the nostalgia car, fairly successful there. I know you want to run that some more, but you're at the business end of this deal, quite a bit more horsepower. How's that feel?
It feels good. I'm just trying to not drive above my ability. My ability, I know what it is. I've been around the sport for a long time, and I'm not as good as the rest of these folks. So I've just got to drive to what I know I could do, lift when I need to lift, and hopefully everything works out. But, yeah, we're having a really, really good time.
All right, that's Chad Head. We're here at the Winter Nationals, and we wish you luck, my friend, and hope to see you with the March meet or the reunion. One of these nostalgia races. We'll help you out.
Yeah, I know. I need it. We've got 4 full-time guys. We've got 2 rigs. So trying to juggle that act and get it from race to race, and then dealing with the construction. It's tough. But hey, that's where I started, and I would love to be able to go back there and hang out.
All right, that's Chad Head, and you're watching Speed Scene Live.
Yeah, Chad's going to miss the March meet, which he's kind of sad about it. But their racing program with his father, and last year they came out and ran the March meet, and then they had to go right to Gainesville. But before that, they had to take the nostalgia car back to Ohio, load up all the late show stuff, take it down there. They didn't have a good weekend. His dad said, hey, we're not doing that again. Chad did say he will be at the Hot Rod reunion at the end of the year. But, hey, Dar, we were at the race last week. Not the race, the warm-up. It was Sunday, and one of our picks and one of our favorites is Mark Sanders. Of course, his son Jake builds the car and making some pretty good squirts. Didn't really make any full runs, but great 60-foot times.
Well, if we did have Mark here, it would be an hour show with Mark.
No,
and
just the intro. Just the intro.
We could go sit in the parking lot.
Yeah.
But here they are. They're firing up the Mr. Explosive, and that's Jake. That's Mark's son firing up the car.
Yeah, he built the motors.
Built the motor, built the
mounts,
chassis,
the bodies,
built the body.
everything.
He built that body.
Dang. I like about it when he blows it up, his dad makes him fix the block. But the kid got good at what he does.
Yeah, one of the great stories about Jake is that he built the first funny car that his dad raced as a high school project.
High School High?
Yeah.
I think I saw that episode. Wasn't Cruz Petragon on there, too?
Yeah, right. That's him.
Yeah. Oh, Cruz ain't coming out either this weekend.
No, and neither's Tony.
Why not? They got those beautiful hot rods. And,
Tony said that he didn't have enough time to get any laps in it, and he didn't want to come out and test at the March meet. So he's planning on coming to the reunion, as is Cruz. Hopefully, we can get a ride for Caps by the.
I guarantee him a ride. I guaranteed it to him. I will have him a ride of some sort by eliminations time, Dar. I guarantee that.
That'll be Ron Caps, right?
Yeah, Ron Caps. Okay. I'm going to have him a ride. I mean, it could be my golf cart. He could be driving us around so we could do filming for Speed Scene Live and Bang Shift, but it's a ride.
He can drive my golf cart anytime.
Well,
actually,
yours
he
is
has
electric. Yours doesn't have that good 60-foot time like mine does.
Actually, I've got a great photo of Caps sitting in my golf cart, scared out of his mind because my younger son was driving, who didn't have his driver's license yet, and he was chauffeuring Caps around at Pomona.
Why you always got a name drop with those big names?
Who, Caps?
Big yeah.
Oh, I
big
wasn't
show cars.
Yeah.
Big show guys. You just, hugging up to them.
It's not going to do any good this weekend.
Here's Jake making the final adjustments on his dad's car. Of course, they got a little race pack data display, and he looks at the RPM and fuel pressure and tells his dad, hey, pull her in there. Unfortunately, this thing's got some good 60-foot times, not really making it to the end. I think on this run, it was really cold. It was like 5 in the afternoon, and sun had gone down.
Going down there for Mark Sanders, but he shuts it off. Mr. Explosive Mustang. He was runner-up here last year at the March meet against Tim Boychuk.
Yeah,
and one of the things too that you'll see if you do get away tomorrow, there's a full 3 to 4 hour fuel session for testing tomorrow. I guarantee you, Mark Sanders is going to be in that line,
and Bucky Austin,
and Bucky's. They'll probably be there as the clock strikes 1.
Yeah, no, it's funny. It's such a good race because everybody's been sitting all winter. They got all their parts rebuilt, and their bank accounts are still intact. So, they come out there, they want to make every run, and then after that race, it's like, hey, I might not be going to Tucson. Might see you at the Hot Rod reunion.
And a lot of these guys are going to Tucson. John Hale's going to run Tucson. Tim Boychuk's going to run there. Who else, Donnie?
Man, I don't know. I can't follow all this racing.
Yeah, well, I'm
all
going to go
over
to
the country.
Tucson and shoot some video, and I'll be at the IHRA Tucson race to follow. And
we
see
know who
what the
you'll
hell
be
they're
following, too.
What?
Roland Leon.
Oh, Roland.
Your idol.
I stopped dropping names, Donnie.
I'm dropping Good Vibration name now. How's that? Huh?
And thanks a lot to Good Vibrations for backing us, and Jim Mayer and James Mayer. And James is going to be doing a bunch of editing for us.
Oh, we're putting that kid to work this
weekend.
weekend.
He has no idea.
No idea what he's getting into.
But it's going to be a lot of fun. Watch us on Bank Shift. Watch us when we're on here next time for Speed Scene Live. And thanks a lot to Lucky and to Diana for letting us fill in. This is a whole lot of fun. And
Bruce Barker for putting up with us.
Bruce, I don't know.
He's hung in there. He's a trooper.
How does he do it?
Donnie brings cheesecake.
Oh, no,
yeah,
true.
well, he's only had one slice. Let's see how many he downs after the show.
Gentlemen. How much rum is in that cheesecake?
Maybe at 11.
And that's it, folks.
That's it, folks. Yes, tonight you've been viewing from the West Coast Funny Car Factory Studios, Donnie Couch and Dar Hawthorne with the March Meet preview. As you can tell right now, I'm looking for one final piece of video that we'll be able to view as we kick this football right on out of here.
To the goalpost?
That's right,
not.
through the goalpost.
Or
between
not.
the
Let's
bars.
see. There we
There
go.
we go.
Good vibrations.
Hey, the encore presentation of tonight's show comes up next. Thanks for joining us here at Speed Scene Live, and hey, we'll see you next week right here.
Live TV, the #1 online motorsports TV show. Brought to you by Curry Racing Rear Ends, M&H Tires, and TheFoat.com.